All right, what's going on? It's Bobby Skinner talking Giants, and the Giants lost to the Vikings 24-27. Giants shot themselves in the foot so many times in this game, and then we should be celebrating beating the number 2 seed in the NFC right now and clinching a playoff spot with the Lions and Seahawks loss. Like, this is a game the Giants totally should have won. They shot themselves in the foot. They didn't lose this game because they weren't as talented. They lost this game because they made game-breaking mistakes. That starts with the fumble by Bellinger down in the red zone. Giants are number 8 red zone defense. Jones interception. Now calm down. I'm going to give Jones a ton of praise for this game. The Richie James drop, a block punt, and then drop picks that turned into 7 points. And then you have a 3rd and 11 20-yard pass that gets the Vikings in range to kick a 61-yard game winner. But I thought Daniel Jones flat out balled in this game, and it just continues the trend of him playing really well. Now, the box score stats are there to show that he played well in this game, but he's played well and week in, week out, essentially, for the New York Giants this season after the first couple 2 games of the year. You know, this game, he 30 completions on 42 attempts, had 3 drops in there, 334 yards, a touchdown, and a pick, 4 rushes for 34 yards, so he put up 368 yards on the day. Now, the interception, it was the right decision, but it was bad placement by Jones. Like, you got to put that out ahead of Hodgins, especially when you've got a player in Patrick Peterson who plays so well in phase as a cornerback, and he put it slightly behind him. But that's kind of like the thing with the Giants right now is like, you got to throw a perfect ball for that ball to be complete. If that ball is not perfect, it is incomplete on a play that, you got to over route. Like, your receivers should be able to get out and go. But Hodgins played well. We'll talk about him. Again, we're the number 8 red zone. The Giants, the number 8 red zone offense in the NFL. Bellinger fumbles at the 23 off of a chunk play. Bam. That takes minimum 3 points off the board, probably 7. Richie James drop would have had them at the 25-yard line, with a chance to go and win the game. Well, guess what? We're kicking a field goal instead of getting 7 and winning. And then you're down 1 point. Hodgins can't catch that ball on the 3rd down, and then it leads to a block punt. And then they score a touchdown. Off of the Cordell Flott dropped interception. They screwed up. They should have won this game, and they totally let Daniel Jones down in this game. And even after all that, they score a touchdown. Saquon Barkley 4th down, good call. I think DJ, if they got a light box or what the front they like, they audible to it. Saquon gets it in. Good job by the O-line. Then that 2-point conversion to Daniel Bellinger. I mean, that was a beautiful throw. A beautiful throw that you had to have. And then 3rd and 11, Wink Martindale gives a blitz, doesn't actually blitz, but gives a blitz look, drops guys out. They throw a screen to Justin Jefferson, and that's the game over. So it was just totally frustrating for the Giants to lose this game. We should be celebrating beating, again, like I said at the top, we should be celebrating being the number 2 seed in the NFC and be talking about our locked up playoff spot and being like, we hope we get the Vikings again. I do hope we get the Vikings again, though. So Daniel Jones obviously played really well in this game. Saquon, I like how they've went to this pass first offense, especially on 1st down. I think it's helping Saquon Barkley. 1, the Vikings play light boxes and 2 high coverages regardless. But that helps Saquon get in space. You let him run on optimal, running opportunities when you can get a 1st down. He had 6 yards per carry, 8 catches for 49 yards. They've involved him in the receiving game a lot more the past couple weeks, get him in space. And there's times where he's got to break a tackle in the backfield, and he's been able to do that. So he, looked like that essentially a week off versus the Eagles did him some good. Other bright spot on the offense, Hodgins, 8 catches, 89 yards, a touchdown. He is not going to separate. He's not going to be this great wide receiver. He is a backup wide receiver in my eyes, but he should be a backup wide receiver on the Giants. He's got really good releases, and he breaks with those slants, and then it's like they kept on hitting with those slants, then hit the sluggo, caught that ball. He catches the ball pretty damn well. I know he wanted him to catch that 3rd down at the end of the game. And then, the touchdown, fighting back to the ball. He's had 3 touchdowns. 2 of those were in the red zone, just finding space and getting open for Daniel Jones. Slayton made good use of his targets, had that big, running catch on the drag route on that mesh concept. And then Richie James, 8 catches, 90 yards. That's awesome. But the massive drop. Wide open. They run the blitz, 3rd down, and he just drops it. Like, there's really nothing else to say. The other thing on offense, offensive line held it pretty well, except for Neal. And Neal keeps on getting beat with the same things. I think I want to get somebody like a former NFL offensive lineman on the O-line report to talk about it this week, because it's probably getting tiresome listening to me explain the same things over and over again. But it is the same things with Evan Neal, which is a little frustrating. It's like at some point you gotta get better. But he's a rookie, give him time to grow. On the defensive side, you give 27 points. That's certainly not good. 4 sacks, 11 QB hits on the defense. So they were getting the Kirk Cousins, like they were getting them off the field. It was just at the end of the game, Justin Jefferson took over. You had a 3rd and 10. Justin Jefferson runs the post for his cover 2 man. Like you're supposed to be able to stop that. Safety doesn't get down in time. They get 7 points instead of 3. And then the screen pass. Again, Cordell Flott dropped a pick. Like should have been an interception. Leads to 7 points for the Vikings. But essentially their only defensive was just being able to get, rush from the interior, which they did well. Like Dex and Leo did well. They only averaged 4 yards per carry, which is great versus the Giants. 19 carries on 83 yards. Dex and Leo were able to make plays in the run game and then the pass rush. Also, another like low-key good game. Landon Collins had a sack, a QB hit, a tackle for a loss. He had that pass deflected on TJ Hawkinson on 3rd down early in the game. That's, again, I don't expect Landon Collins to be some amazing player, but they just need a guy to make a few plays a game from that linebacker spot, and Landon was able to do some of that for them. So let's talk about the 3rd and 20. Should Wink Martindale blitz there or not? Now, it wasn't a true blitz because he lined up everybody on the line of scrimmage and then dropped them out. He wasn't just totally running a cover 0 blitz, trust your guys in man. But the Vikings see that. They know that that's what the Giants are going to do. Or they got a good idea. They're not going to just send a cover 0 blitz on man at this point of the game. And they very rarely even run cover 0 blitzes. And just like with Wink Martindale, they just give the threat of it. So those guys back out, but you run the screen in it and you put those guys in a bad spot. And then Justin Jefferson is able to make a play. The offensive lineman set it up well. So it's a 3rd and 11. They had to get, 20 yards, and they got it. Here's where I will second guess Wink Martindale on that, because I know people will, you play the results. If it works, it's amazing. Good stop. You get the ball back with, 10 seconds. You give them a chance to throw a Hail Mary, get a field goal or whatever. Giants had timeouts. So, but they didn't need a 1st down. The Vikings didn't need a 1st down. They needed 20 yards or 23 yards because, he probably would have made that from 64. So they needed, 17 yards, not just a 1st down. So you give him, that chance to get that easy catch and throw, and he does it. Where if you do sit back in zone or just don't line up everybody on the line of scrimmage, it's a lot easier to get a chunk play on there. And then also, it's... you're letting Kirk Cousins throw the ball down the field. He's going to be a little more safe because if he throws an interception there, then that gives an opportunity for the Giants to win the game. So that's where I do second guess it, is because the Giants, in all realistic, in reality, we're not going to get the ball back and score. And they weren't trying to stop them from a 1st down. You're trying to stop them from 17 yards, 18 yards, 20 yards. And that's exactly what Justin Jefferson was able to get. So we'll clean it up, film review, O-line report, all that good stuff. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We'll have a podcast out in the morning for you. Still going to make the playoffs, but it sucks that we're not clinching. And it's cold in Florida. I'm wearing the beanie. And my hair's a little messed up, so I threw the beanie on. But you could buy this in the link in the description. Let's go, Big Blue.